Is it working? Let's see. Gotta do that awkward bit at the beginning where... there we go. Yep, it's working. Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Decker Link, the Trained Unprofessional. This is going to not be edited down for the YouTube version, and it's going to be going up right afterwards. So, let me... Oh, shit balls. Okay. Hello, Mojave Red Fox.
Mojave.
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 That's what
That's
Kyle
right.
used to say. Okay. As you can see from the title, at least on Twitch, it'll probably be called the same thing on YouTube. This is called My Apology because I've, to put it lightly, fucked up. So, as some of you might know, because today Lagoon Lounge episode 9, the finale, went out today. In that episode, near the end, actually it was near the end of the original playthrough. I had, in case you're wondering why I'm looking over here, it's just because I have social problems. I'm not fucking, there's no script or anything. There's just a pig, a tiny pig in a comically big hat. That's what that is.
Detective Piggy.
Yeah. Was it your Twitter response on Lagoon Lounge 2? Kinda. Oh, shit. It's way up high. So, the translator for that game on Twitter there, _is_w. They're the translator that worked on Lagoon Lounge. I believe the series, maybe just Lagoon Lounge 2. I honestly don't know. But in that episode, which has now been made unlisted, at the end of the game, and by the way, I'm going to explain what happened. I'm not trying to justify what I did. In no way am I going to even try to do that. But this is just my explanation as to what happened leading up to what happened. So, the true ending, the one where you see Raison in the cemetery and you talk to everyone, that one gives you a very emotional send-off, and I was tearing up, and I was kind of annoyed because I've had a good few moments in this game where I was not happy with what was happening, but that's not the fault of the translator. That's and it's my fault for not liking it. It's not a problem of not liking something, but you know, if I don't like what happened, that's not the point. What I'm getting to is I started to actually tear up because it's an emotional ending. And in this moment, because my videos are not scripted, I saw the credits start to roll, and I saw it was like produce, and it just there were just a bunch of odd titles right in a row, and then it said translate, and it had the name of the translator. And instead of making a joke, instead of being constructively being a constructive critic, trying to make shit complicated, critic, instead of saying anything constructive, I just opted to say name, and as W, is a fucking terrible translator. It's just those words. That's not a joke. It's not even really true. The vast majority of the game, like 99% of the game, is perfectly translated. The content of the game is nothing to do with the translator. Whether or not I liked certain plot points has nothing to do with it. But I was just feeling a mix of emotions, and I said something unnecessarily harsh in a way unnecessary way. And so, excuse me. Because of that, and I didn't even really think about it when I said it. You know, I'd been giving Shirokoi shit for his grammatical errors. Of course, he speaks English, and the game originates in the language of English, and so grammatical errors are a little different. It's a different kind of critique, but even then, it doesn't detract from the story. It doesn't take anything away from the game. It's something to point out, as you know, for games that are in progress like Repeat or extracurricular activities, they can be remedied. So in some ways it's good to point them out, but ridicule is not necessary. It's just not. Especially in such a untactful way. Just, they're fucking terrible trans. It's just not. It's not funny. It's not even true. And I shouldn't have said it. I was careless with my words, and I am sorry for not only saying that, but saying it how I did. If I wanted to comment on and they even admitted, like, on Twitter, because this is how I came to realize it was a problem, was not because I paid attention to the shit I say, because, you know, that would require some sort of maturity and tact and thought, things I clearly lack. Someone sent them what happened on Curious Cat. They said, FYI, Decker Link said you're a fucking terrible translator on YouTube, and they were like, I have no idea who that is, but ouch. And then they responded, and then they said after that, it's like, the translations are old, but that doesn't really help my self-esteem, and I'm looking forward to working on stuff like that for the remake. And yeah, words are fucking powerful, man. I was a little more eloquent on Twitter, which is not a typical occurrence. Eloquence on Twitter. First, I sent them an apology immediately. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I fully support the game and the people who worked on it. You got to keep in mind when playing any game that there are people who worked on that. Unless it's one of those there was like a gaming party at one point where everyone got together and they were like, okay, don't put any effort into the game. Just see how much of a game you can make in 24 hours or some shit. Unless it's specifically that, and even then, it takes a lot of work to make a fucking game. Even then, people spend hours and hours and days and weeks and months and years sometimes on games, and you know, translating is nowhere near an easy job. I've said multiple times on this channel that I believe that if you are any degree of bilingual, you have to, by definition, be intelligent, because it takes a lot to know more than one language. I really think it's one of the most difficult things you can do intellectually. And to be a translator, you not only have to be bilingual, but you got to be good, and you got to be really good. So for them to make as few mistakes as they did is not only understandable, but it's commendable. And so my harsh tone was nowhere near warranted. I obviously didn't mean it, but there's another problem, is that if you don't mean it, why the fuck are you saying it? It wasn't funny. Like I said, it's not funny and it's not true. But you know, these games are made by real people with real passions and real feelings, and your words can really hurt them, you know, because they if you put them out on the internet, they're going to reach further than your echo chamber. And, you know, sometimes what comes back is not always pleasant. You got to realize what you did and own up to it. And I am. I would like to extend this opportunity to realize the impact of words to those who responded to the whole thing on Twitter, who, to put it nicely, have not been charitable to me. But to be honest, they're just coming to the defense of a person they highly support and think does amazing work. So, you know, I wouldn't want anyone to try to harass someone else for my name, and you can't control what your fans do or what your supporters, you know, I don't like using the word fans, but you can't support anyone else. You can't decide what anyone else does, I should say. And you know, you just gotta think more about what you do, and what I did was wrong. I don't like the response that some people gave, but given everything that's wrong with me upstairs, it's hard for me not to say that I deserve it. So there is not going to be much else to this stream tonight, because I'm going to, instead of taking the time to do pretty much anything else with my time, I'm going to re-edit episode 9 and try to get it out as soon as possible, removing those comments, obviously. And in the future, I'm going to try my best, because everyone makes mistakes. I haven't had a chance to read this long response, Mojave, but I will in just a second. But I did catch everyone makes mistakes at the end. Yeah, I can't say I will never not have tact, because when you're trying to put 30 plus minutes of unscripted content out on the internet, sometimes you just say things in a way you don't mean, or that you shouldn't have. So yeah, I'm sorry. And they themselves already on Twitter said that they appreciate the fact that I apologized, but honestly, I need to learn from this. When you make a mistake, you have to accept the mistake was made, learn from it, and do better. So that's going to be it for the stream tonight. I know we didn't have I didn't even put out a Twitter message about it, or a YouTube video promoting it, because this is going to be going up on YouTube pretty much right away. But yeah, there's not going to be anything else going on and for tonight. And tomorrow, the edited down version of Morinazu Revisited #1 will be out. And I'm going to edit through the rest of the video, the rest of the videos that I've already recorded, but I think we're going to take a little bit to, I don't know, it's not going to be long, maybe just a couple days, to think about how my relationship to how I do stuff on here, because I even took a couple days here recently away from like Facebook or Twitter because I didn't like how much negativity was on there and stuff, and then I came back and immediately did that. So I just need to take a moment to process what I need to learn from this, and then we will continue and move on from there. But I'm going to work on being more tactful and not just throwing out random unwarranted insults in place of a joke if I don't have one. So what did you say, Mommy? I enjoy how you're very honest and aware of your mistakes and are always on point with fixing them or trying to resolve it when you mess up, and persevering, and even when you make a mistake, attempt to fix it. It doesn't make you a bad person. Everyone makes mistakes. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So that's going to be it for now. So I'm going to stop the stream and upload this to YouTube, get to work re-editing Lagoon Lounge 2 episode 9, and yeah, everything else will come out when they can, because if I gotta slow down to be more careful, then that's what I should do, no question. So again, I'm sorry, and I'll see you all next week, hopefully. Got a new Echo update that just came out, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. I was looking forward to playing it tonight, but some things are a little more important. So, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I have been the trained unprofessional, speaking for the voices in my head and the squeak. I say, fare thee well. Bye, everyone. People call me a dark soul with a heart of gold. My jokes are dark, but I care for everyone. There you go.